Hey guys, well most of you know me and my family. Of course, this is Jacob and my beautiful girls. This was December of 2012 when they first came into our family. We were super excited to have them. Now, most of you guys know that adoption isn't usually a smooth and easy transition, especially when the kids are a little bit older. But tonight we're going to share some things that have really helped me work through the transition and help get things a lot smoother. The idea we're going to talk about tonight is something that I've dubbed the Chore Jar. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what the Chore Jar is in just a minute. But first off, children having chores. Why can that be a good thing? Most of you are parents, so you know how it works. The house gets messy, and somebody needs to clean it up. Parents don't always have the time. The kids can step in and do what they can to help out. Also, giving kids chores, and these are from a parenting website that I was looking at, and I'm happy to give you all the address. But doing chores also helps a child. They help a child learn self-esteem. They help a child feel a sense of accomplishment for completing a task, which is important for children to feel like they can successfully do something. It also teaches children the value of cleanliness. Having an area that is neat and clean, giving them chores helps them learn that. It also sets a pattern for the children, a pattern of living clean, a pattern of hard working, which I like to call a work ethic. But it builds so much character for these children to give them chores to do. Last thing of all, it gives the children a sense of being part of a team. Now, who here could use greater unity in their family? For sure. Having the children do chores and teaching them to do chores, working in the home alongside your children, can definitely help build that sense that you as a family are a team. So let's talk a little bit about what the chore jar is that I mentioned. Now, what a chore jar is an opportunity for children to either earn extra privileges or earn back privileges that have been lost because they've been punished. So the way it works in our house is if our children have had to have a timeout for the day, or if for some other reason they've lost privileges, like they've lost the privilege of going swimming maybe, that child has an opportunity to earn back that privilege by doing a chore. What these chores are would depend on the age of the child, what they're capable of doing, and what you as a parent feel like warrants the privilege that they're asking for. Now I call it a chore jar because one way that you can do it is to have a list of chores that you keep in a jar. You write them on popsicle sticks and put them in the jar, or however you want to do it, and have a child pick at random one of those chores. That's why I call it the chore jar. So when you use a chore jar, like I've kind of been explaining, you give them an opportunity. How many times do parents hear kids saying, "Can I have that? Can we do this?" You know, kids that ask, "Can we go to McDonald's for dinner?" That's when I hear a lot. Or kids that say, "Can I have that toy? Can I do that?" It's something parents hear all the time, right? Kids always want something. So giving the chore jar gives you a way when you feel like it, because it doesn't have to be all the time, and doing it too much can give them the wrong idea, or can lead to the children feeling like they can have whatever they want anytime. But when you set up the chore jar and allow them to earn those special privileges at appropriate times, it lets them feel like they're not always set in stone, but it also teaches them that they have had to earn something, which is part of chores too. Getting children excited about a chore jar, that can be fun. Because kids usually don't want to do work, right? So, how can you get them excited about a chore jar? One thing you can do, you can have them design it themselves. That always gets kids excited about something. When they have been physically involved in creating it, that gets kids invested in what they're doing. Not only can you help them create it and design it, decorate it, but you can also have them suggest some things that might be in the chore jar. That again gives them ownership. They feel like they've had input into what's going on with the chore jar. Does this mean that the children can feel like they have no long-term consequences? No. This goes back to it's not every time that a kid asks for something. Because yeah, there are some times where kids do something and they need to understand that consequence sticks. They did something that was not appropriate, not acceptable, and they need to understand that. In those situations, I wouldn't offer my kids a chance at the chore jar to earn those back. But if it's something minor and you feel like they have a right to do something to earn it back, then you can let them. So yeah, the kids can still understand that there are long-term consequences. How many people's homes have looked like this? Yeah. Lots and lots of mess. And the kids are just like, what? And they've probably been making tons of noise, maybe arguing back and forth, right? Nobody wants a house like this. We all want houses like this, where the kids are happy and everything's clean. The chore jar will help you guys do just that with the kids at your house. So my challenge and my suggestion to you all today, go home, make a list of chores that the children you know could do at your house. Even if they're not your kids. They may be grandkids, they may be nieces, nephews, anything like that. You could come up with a list of chores that they can do. And this is actually something that my mom has done with the kids. My kids will go over to Grandma Lucy's house, and if they clean windows, they come home having picked out of Grandma's prize box. So it can be a real motivator for them. And it doesn't have to be your own kids that you do this for. It still gives them an opportunity to earn something fun when they come to your house. And it makes those kids look forward to coming over to your house, even if they're not your own. Does anybody have any questions at this point? Yeah.
Do you have separate chore jars for the girls, or do they each choose out of one?
We would do separate just because of their ages. There's a little bit difference in the chores that they can handle. And if you're confused about what chores might be appropriate for a child your age, there's lots of parenting websites that you can go to that will give you some suggestions, or parenting books that you can look at that will give you suggestions. And all you have to do is get online and look for them, or go to your local library and look for them. Any other questions?
Pinterest is a great site to go to.
I'm sorry?
Pinterest,
Yes.
they have a lot of charts and
Yeah.
age-appropriate things there.
Yep. And, as a new parent myself, with a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old moving in with us, I had no clue what was appropriate and acceptable to get them started on. So tools like that were really important to me when they first moved in, teaching me what chores they could probably handle and what they'd be okay with. So that was a very good tip. Thanks. Any last questions? All right. Well, that's the end of my presentation. I'm going to pan my audience really quick for my teacher because she needs proof that you all were here. And again, thank you all so much for coming.